Have you heard of this guy from Arizona named J.C. Johnson?
I've heard, that's another one I've heard the name about, but I haven't looked into any of the material. No.
Well, he's a guide, and so he's up in the Four Corners area, but he's gone to other places. But he's had multiple experiences with the Dogmen, Sasquatch, all these things. And he's from a Christian perspective, so it's skewed from, I guess, maybe someone who's non-Christian. But it just really, I mean, you know, what y'all are describing and some of your experiences are almost word for word the exact same.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, these goat beings, they turned out to be very kind. It's just that when they were in a heavy orgone-enriched field like we had, because we'd been making a lot of it, one of their little baby ones had gotten trapped in here. And we didn't know this, and I kept feeling something biting the calves of my legs during the night. Like, what the heck is this going on? Get away from me. You know, I was getting kind of mad because it kept waking me up. And it turned out, as I could see it gritting its teeth and everything. What I didn't understand was it was just a little child that was scared and couldn't get out of here because we'd made such a thick bubble. Mm-hmm. And we opened the bubble up and let him out, and these goat beings explained who they were. They said they've been mistaken for satyrs and demons throughout history, but they were no different than the Anakim or the Sasquatch people. They were very old, very ancient, and they were members of the inner earth, just like the Sasquatch. And they were explaining that.
Did you say they were members of the inner earth?
Yeah, inner earth or hollow earth or Agartha. Yeah, they said they came from there. Yeah, they said that's their point of origin was somewhere else, but they live down there. That's how some of them were describing it. They didn't really want to stick around too much to talk. They wanted to know, they wanted to be able to converse, but they're more of a shy people when it came to humans. Because humans have hunted them or considered them, like I said, demons or satyrs. And they didn't know what my intentions were. Because I'd been kind of agitated with that little child one during the night, you know, and they saw that I was angry. I was like, no, I didn't know. You know,
right.
Yeah. And they said, well, we're not, they said, humans and their species weren't the greatest diplomats towards each other. We'll work on that. You know? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that's the last time I spoke to one of their chieftains. He walked off and said that he'd communicate later on in time when he felt that people were more ready for their contact. But they weren't malevolent at all. They were very kind. From what I could see, they were just shy.
Yeah, so, you know, and just you're bringing up the fact of the ancient ones, and there's the idea that there's actually maybe at least 7 different types of Sasquatches. with different types of levels of what we would consider intelligence and stuff like this. Are you familiar with Kewanee Lapsaritis?
Oh yes, I've spoken to him a couple times actually. When him and Kelly were on Understanding Sasquatch, I was able to communicate with their Sasquatch guides and a couple of their Pleiadian guides that were around them. So yeah, I'm very familiar with
Well, hold on, I'm adjusting this camera here. I don't necessarily agree with everything that Kewanee Lapsaritis says, but I mean, he's very consistent with his story, and I was very impressed with him and Kelly that they seem to be very sincere to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was picking up that, there were ancient ones around them. Because, see, the ones like Telnorscus can transmute in and out of our reality. They can shift into different frequencies and dimensions. So I picked up there were several of them, the Anakim variety around them. Now, Fuma is very similar. He can transmute himself into different frequencies. It's because he's remembered that he's not as old as, say, Telnorscus. He's a Sasquatch like we know him to be, but he's just began to remember and be able to access some of these abilities. He's much older. I found out he's about 200 years old. And
that was my next question. So the one that starts with an S that you were saying was more of a senior leader. What will you say his name again?
He called himself Sufas. He told me he was in the realm of a few thousand years old, actually.
Fascinating. Yeah, fascinating.
Yeah, and Fuma is his grandson, I believe. And Fuma told me that he was a child sometime around the time Jamestown was founded. So that's what he told me to gauge his age by. He didn't know exact number. He just said he was a child when Jamestown was founded.
Fascinating. The manner in which you approach the subject matter, is very matter of fact. Very, just plain language and everything like that. And I appreciate that. There's not a bunch of, it may be in some people's opinion, woo-woo, what we're talking about, but you don't seem like a woo-woo type of guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I try not to how can I put it? Try to put it too far out there to where people don't understand what I'm trying to say. I try to ground the language and language people are familiar with and concepts people are familiar with, so they understand what I'm trying to say. And I make it a matter of fact because that's how I see it. That's how I view it every day. That's how I see things. Like, there's a Sasquatch, transparent Sasquatch over there. His name's Fuma, et cetera, et cetera. He did this, did that, and did this. I see it as a matter of fact, like I'm talking to you right now. That's how I'm able to translate it like that, and that's what they wanted. They wanted somebody that could actually translate it that way, so there would be a bridge between them and humans again, because humans and them used to be allies at one time, and they want that back.
Humans and who used to be allies?
The Sasquatch people and humans used to be allies until the Greys and the Anunnaki and them came in and divided everyone.
Right.
And, so they want that back, and this is something the Greys don't want. They know Sasquatch and humanity would make a very powerful alliance against them, and they don't want that on an energetic level. They don't want it on a physical level. They don't want it. So they're trying to get people to not want to go near Sasquatch, be afraid of Sasquatch, show them like horrible things like, Sasquatch did this horrible thing, Sasquatch did that horrible thing. And 9/10 of that negative stuff is not true.
Well, that's fascinating. And the tactic used to be to deny the existence of Sasquatch. In other words, you were kind of a Looney Tune if you even believed in such a thing. But as people are waking up to these realities, they have to kind of change their tactics up.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the Greys tend to have the same bag of tricks, and they've had it for decades, centuries. Because they're essentially part computer, so they use the same programming over and over again. They're cybernetic, so we're just going to keep doing this. That's been working for centuries.
It's worked.
It doesn't work, though. People that are becoming aware are seeing this bag of tricks, and it's not working.
Yeah, no, you're right, because they say some things have changed, and I would like not right now, but maybe to contemplate this and afterwards, about something you might want to ask your guides. But this guy, John Lamb Lash, who has rediscovered this Sophionic narrative, he has very strong ideas about the so-called archons. He's the one that kind of brought that term back into popularity. He wrote a book called Not in His Image. But he is saying that the Greys were actually, that there's these type of aliens, that they come in two forms. One of them is a neonatal type of, looks like an abortion, with a very large head, and, so this is obviously the Greys. and the other one is a serpentine type of being. The reptilians, and this knowledge is thousands and thousands of years old, and it just so happens that the main reason of the Catholic Church is not to conquer the world, take all the money, rape all the women, take all the children, all that stuff. Even though, of course, that's their modus operandi. It really is to totally eradicate this religion, so that knowledge is not given to the people, and in their understanding of things. The Earth is an actual god, the Ayin Sophia, who's one of these pleromic gods, who came from the middle of the Milky Way galaxy out into some of the limbs where we are now. But Sophia, they do these grand experiments, and Sophia, in her exuberance, went off and did creation without her male counterpart, Telestai, which is the way they normally do things. And in so doing, she tried to create humanity, and she created this aberrant race of archons. And they're much older than us. They've been here a long time. And she even gave them powers to basically create the solar system. Except that in his idea, or part of this narrative, is that the moon, the sun, and the earth are distinctly different. They're captured by this kind of fake solar system. Mm-hmm. And so I didn't necessarily want to talk about that because I know you're not familiar with John Lamb Latch, but I do think it is interesting how many similar things that y'all are saying.
Yeah, we found out the galactic history of what we know of as the spheres of the sphere beings, or the harvesters, which is essentially the Greys, or the Anunnaki. They actually came from a parallel universe that was dying. Their light was dying out. And they entered in somewhere around Orion. That's why they're considered Orion Greys. They entered in, and one after another, they were systematically conquering and harvesting worlds. And eventually all these worlds rose up against them, captured their world of Nibiru, and locked it in a timeline. And like just out of void. And what happened was, I know Sitchin basically says that Nibiru came in and destroyed Maldek, and then Earth came from that. We found out that what you said about Sophia, there was an accuracy to that, because we found out the original Earth consciousness and Tiamat's consciousness, or Maldek's, were two separate beings. And Sophia was the name of the original Gaia for Earth. And she vacated Earth when Tiamat exploded, split into two personalities. One came here and one went off towards Orion, I found out. That they split the personalities. So there's a synchronicity here. Yeah,
there really is. The one thing that I would say is a stark difference is that in the Sophionic narrative, she didn't leave; she went to sleep.
Okay, there is a similar to that. I thought there is this Sophia of the consciousness that is actually being guarded by giants that were actually on Maldek at the time. They're guarding this sleeping person. So
that's fascinating, because one of the main subjects of my show is giants. And I draw a steep delineation between giants and the people of the elongated heads, because they're different, and also human beings,
yes,
and also Sasquatch, yes, and also the monkeys and the great apes.
Yes,
that's five different.
Yeah,
but they're similar. There are similarities between all of these.
There's similarities, yeah. I've noticed people like to screw up the Anunnaki, elongated skulls, and giants all the time. They like to screw these two groups up constantly. Giants, I found out, came from Maldek. That was their original home. And when the Anunnaki came in here, they started taking some of the genetic material and creating servants and slaves and stuff like that out of that existing genetic material. They liked the big, bulky giants because they couldn't do that physically, but they're lanky